It's Monday, the 12th of May, 8:07, and I'm looking a little bit red after a 9-mile hike yesterday. I joined Dan Stanley and the Men of Mountains crew. We went to the Brecon Beacons. We got around in about 4.5 hours, around 30 men. Had some lunch up there. It was a great experience, but no sun cream, as you can see. In this video, you can expect to see a podcast with Lewis Denham-Parry. He is a staff engineer at DERA. Tomorrow, I'm also interviewing Justin Pike. Justin is the CEO and founder of burnout Software, a company in the payment space who have just raised £5 million pre-seed, which is a crazy number for South Wales. Outside of that, Kyle's got 3 new business meetings, so hopefully we can bring up some new vacancies there. I've got 4 business meetings, 2 new business and 2 old relationships. We have a networking event that we're attending, not sponsoring, on Thursday, and we have 3 deals in the pipeline that we're very hopeful to close. So let's see what we can do. Monday morning, training, how to sound like a pro. So we're going to focus on individual words. If you use the right ones, will change everything. Yeah. We've partnered with. Mm-hmm. Which one sounds better?
Partnered.
Sounds way better. Yeah, we've worked with sounds like a one-off. We've partnered with sounds like a long-term. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rather than we've helped someone recruit, we ran a project. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've managed all aspects. So the onboarding, the going out to market, and then we can explain the project. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This word is the best one. I use it quite often. It'd be good for you to get them involved. Solutions. We've helped a company. Mm-hmm. We ran a project that provided solutions for a company who had just secured or raised 8 million in capital. We helped a company hire 2 engineers. Yeah. See the difference? And this is really, really relevant because you've got a new business meeting this morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the sort of stuff that you want to say. This stuff here. Do we know anything about their investment?
No.
Cool. So let's use this word this morning. Yeah? You seem to be doing some recruitment and you recently raised capital. So do best to get that one today. Okay. These ones are a must. Raising capital because they obviously have. Partnered with, because we do partner with companies, and projects. We ran a project recently. Here were the results. You couldn't write it. Week 3 of the Week in the Life, and I thought I'd try my new opener this morning. Hyping up the week, telling you who I'll be meeting, what I'll be doing, and more importantly, what you guys can be watching. 20 minutes later, I had my first podcast cancellation. Typical. I must have jinxed it because I've never had a podcast cancellation up until now. I've got a 10-minute drive over to Newport, and I'm going to do some talking heads content. I thought, how can I add value to you guys and girls in less than 5 minutes? So I thought I'd very briefly explain the difference between a business growth advisor and a non-exec director. Disclaimer, this is from my perspective of what I've been doing recently. From my experience, the business growth advisor is there to help with accountability, number 1. So they will hold the business owner, me, accountable. Whilst you hold everyone else accountable, you sometimes don't have someone to hold you accountable. Aside from that, they advise on new markets, best practice, tool implementations, most importantly, connections. So introductions to people that would be very beneficial. It might not be immediate work, from a recruitment perspective in terms of hiring for people, but it's people that we want to know, like corporate lawyers, investment banks, private equity firms as well. The non-exec director will also help with the stuff that the growth advisor does, introductions, advisory, mentorship as well. But they actually get a little bit more hands-on. Rather than just advising on it, they actually get involved in the day-to-day. So, if we're talking about some new revenue streams, which we are, they will then make the necessary introductions. They will even pull on their network to find out what tools and software we can be using. While the advisor will make introductions, it's really important that the non-exec director feels a commitment to grow in the company. If you're going to add someone to company's house, you really need them to be brought into the vision and understand what they're coming in for. So the 2 roles are very similar, but I think the non-exec director, in a summary, is more hands-on. The chats with a Ned, more brainstorming, like strategy, revenue, how can we increase it, whereas the growth advisor has been more accountability. So there's the 2 differences. In terms of time investment, you're going to be looking at 2 days a month minimum on both. Sometimes up to 4 and 6 is up to you, but most people start on a 2-day a month commitment.
And for a day rate, this will cost you between anywhere of £5,000 and £1,000 a day. So it sounds expensive, and it is expensive, but you've got to measure it by the value and the impact that you're getting immediately. For me, I got very fortunate that I knew several good Neds, and I decided to move forward with one. But a business growth advisor is a great place to start. So let's see what I can do in talking heads content on my own after my cancellation this morning. About to record a new intro for the podcast. The Calculated Risk podcast is full of entrepreneurs, tech leaders, and business owners. Me and the team sit down for 1 hour at a time and interview some of the most exciting people across the UK. We'll delve deeper into their journey and understand the calculated risks that they've taken along the way. We'll hear about the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, and we'll be sure to push for advice that you, the listener, can take away and implement on your journey. What do you reckon of that?
Pretty stellar.
Yeah, that was pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, very good, thanks. And you? Okay, cool. Let's get straight to it then. So how long did it last? How did they end the call in terms of next steps? Did they suggest anything? Yeah. All right, what I'll do now is I'll put an email across. I'll let them know what we spoke about, that you're interested in moving forward. We should hear feedback tomorrow, I think, and we can talk about what that next steps look like. Is that okay? I appreciate your time. 2:44, hitting the power dialer with Kyle. Let's see how many calls we can get in an hour. It's very quiet on the phone, isn't it? There's no
it's horrible, isn't it?
There's no ringtone. Hello, it's Kieran here, calling from a company called Place. You just closed off your hiring, did you say? I'm late to the party. I guess final question looking forward then, is there any plans to increase headcount or bring someone in to drive revenue before the end of the year? I've caught you at the worst time for me, but the best time for you. Do you mind if I send over my details to keep in contact, and maybe I'll reach out towards the end of the year? Back in the game though, lad.
Good call, bro.
That's the first one in a while. Give me a call.
And, I'll try and set up a call with your colleague.
That sounded like a good call for you, mate. Long one. Any interest in moving forward?
He's the Chief Operating Officer. He said send me an email and I'm going to forward it to my colleague who handles all of HR.
Nice, okay. That sounded good. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor, calling from a company called Place. We've not spoken before, so I'll be very honest. If I told you this call was going to be about technical recruitment, would you tell me there's no plans to scale the team at the minute? I am based in the UK, but we recruit across the UK and Europe. Sounds like you're asking for a specific reason. Oh, as in they're actually going to move physically to those locations? Ah, nice. Wow, that's a great incentive. Okay, cool. So in terms of future recruitment, none is going to be in the UK. Where do you plan to hire if and when you hire next? California, Dubai. Okay, that sounds interesting. And do you have a recruitment partner that you can trust in those areas? Oh, nice. So by the sounds of it, there's going to be absolutely no chance of you looking at a new recruitment partner anytime soon. I can send it, yeah. Can you give me one example on that before you go? I enjoy the complex recruitment, right? And the harder the better. But what do you mean when requirements are high? Send the email across. You're talking my language in terms of the complex hires. The more challenging the better. I'm quite pleased you're not recruiting right now because it's never a good time for me to come in when you're actively recruiting. I'm too late. Hypothetically speaking, sometime in the future you need to hire. And you said never say never. Does it make sense to put some time into the diary now, 30 minutes, so I can understand the business requirements a little bit better? If nothing comes of it, I'm fine, but I'd be happy to invest some time. Let's send you the email. And anything in particular you want me to get across? I'll send you our YouTube, I'll send you my book, which is on Amazon. I'll also send you our website. You can read all this stuff and see what we're about. And then in terms of calling you next, you tell me when would be the best time to prompt this call. Hopefully that might mean some opportunity in the future. Yeah, that's how I believe it. Okay, cool. I'll send you an email.
Do recruitment themselves through LinkedIn.
Sounds good, fella. That was 45 minutes of BD, Monday afternoon. Enjoyed that. It got through to 8 people, 8 good conversations, 1 meeting request pitched and denied, 3 email requests, stereotypical, and one person asked me to add them on LinkedIn. So for 45 minutes, I think that's pretty good. We use a AI power dialer. I'm not going to plug it here, but let me know in the comments if you want to see which one we use. Got a candidate call now. Been a productive day, yeah. I've just realised my mic wasn't on the whole time, so I hope the video editor can work some magic there.
Devastating.
The whole time, devastating. You're probably going to hear more of Kyle's sales calls than mine. So Monday, I had such high hopes for you. A cancelled podcast, my first ever one. A candidate that was pulled out just before offer stage. That person had the final stage. Was almost a set on offer. Actually, the offer was coming today. That was one of the three that we said. They've decided to pull out. An hour of BD with no meetings. Although Kyle did book 2. Tuesday, I know you're going to be better to me.
It's Tuesday, 7:36, and I'm a little bit late going to the office, although I will be there on time. I got the big podcast with Justin Pike today. Really, really excited for that, so I thought I'd put on a new outfit. Navy and Reese, the only combo that I wear. A new merino wool polo, new navy shorts. Not that he's going to know, but it's important to feel and look good. I feel like gets the best self across in all these interviews. So yeah, it's going to be a good day.
No Kyle this morning. He was feeling a little bit unwell yesterday. He did sound unwell, to be fair. He should be here, but he's looking after himself, and that's the main thing. I thought I would show you just how many applicants we get as recruiters when we post adverts. Coming to my emails this morning, 161 applicants for a contract QA tester. Bearing in mind, I've already cleared about 100, and I've got 161 emails to go through, as you can see here. The jobs, we've had 400 applicants. 520, sorry. I've now got to go through those individually, work out who is suitable, who is not, send a rejection message to those who aren't, and then schedule calls with those who are able to be considered. But this is going to take around an hour and a half's work, and that's if I'm working fast. So yeah, this is just to show you how many applicants we get on a single advert basis, and sometimes we've got a maximum of 3 adverts up. So you can only imagine what hiring managers are going for at companies when they post adverts. This is exactly what they are seeing. And it's no surprise they can't get back to everyone. It's really not. And I don't encourage that. We should be able to give decent and respectful feedback to every single person who applies. 520 applicants in the next couple of hours. It's a lot of work. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor from LinkedIn. Thanks for coming back to my message so quickly this morning. But anyway, I seen your post and I thought, you know what, that must be a sign. I'm going to give you a call. In an ideal role, in an ideal world, what would be your perfect next contract? And I can see if we're kind of aligned here. The one that we've got is 6 months, guaranteed, with very, very likely extensions. In terms of the company is actually really exciting. That's probably the biggest sell we've got here. So they're probably around a 45, 55 person company, fully remote. It's Kieran O'Connor. I'm calling from a company called Place. You applied for an advert we posted for a QA tester. Good, yeah, all good. Yeah, just working through some of these applicants. Just doing some first round calls and then setting up some following calls. So I thought I'd catch you for a few minutes. Okay, all right, thanks for the information. All sounds fair. What would be your ideal next contract then, or next position? You know, is it contract or perm, and then what would you want to be doing? Sounds fair. So yeah, I'm just doing first round calls in a minute to find out what experience people have got. We're going to be doing follow-up calls on Thursday because we're doing interviews next week. Am I right to send you a message on LinkedIn so you've got my details and then we can speak later in the week? Yeah, cool. All right, I appreciate your time this morning. And we're still going. I have managed to clear out about 250 people. I've tried to call 8 people. We have got through to 2. I've hit 6 voicemails. Out of the 2, I've been happy to send 1 person, a real strong candidate. Really grateful he applied for the role, actually. I've told the hiring manager that we'll have 2 to 3 candidates by 5 p.m. today. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. It's just about finding the right quality. The time is 10:21 and I have just received 2 offers that we were expecting this week. We're going to go and deliver those now. We were expecting a 3rd, as you may already know, but that person decided to pull out the process after 3 weeks yesterday, just before the offer stage. The offer was coming today. Kyle handled that really, really well. We didn't get any content of it, but she has been offered an internal promotion with a higher salary and more security. Really gutted from our perspective, but ultimately we're happy that she's made the right choice. So let's see if we can close these offers. I know one is a guaranteed accept, and I'm pretty sure the second one is going to be a yes. Good morning, it's Kieran O'Connor. After a lot of decision making, they've decided that they want to offer you the position. Look at that for a reaction. Yes. I love that. Such good news. You sound lost for words. Like I said before the interview, they really liked your energy and like your enthusiasm about the company and just about, you know, what you do in general. Good. So I'm sure by your reaction, you're happy to accept. Wasn't too obvious. The best recruiter. Thank you. You're going to have to put that in writing. That's the best review I've ever had. I'm really pleased for you. That's all right. I'm glad I can help. I really am. All right. You have a good afternoon, yeah? Bye. That is literally what this job is all about. When you face redundancy, I've just helped him again. I delivered the offer, and I'm sure he won't mind me sharing this. He screamed down the phone, yes. You know, being out of work, post redundancy and trying to find something is so tough, and like you can literally hear the emotion in his voice there of how happy he was. So bish bash bosh, that's number one. Let's try and deliver number two before I head to the podcast. I'm very good today, yeah, you? Cool. Well, it's the call we've been expecting, finally. As we expected, the team were very, very impressed and they want to make you the official offer. Yeah, we got there. How are you feeling with that news? That's all right. So I'm judging by your reaction, you're happy to accept? Good. Well, it's been worth the wait, 2 weeks, and the team and me appreciate your patience. We really do. Really pleased for you. Thanks. See ya. Bye-bye. 2 out of 2, 2 deals in 30 minutes. I've got to be honest, this month has had more ups and downs than the last 2 put together. I'm already ahead of target, but those 2 deals really mean a lot. We've had a couple of dropouts, we've had things being delayed, companies' investment that was supposed to land causing hiccups throughout the process. So those 2 deals mean a lot today, and that's put me in a very good mood for the podcast with Justin Pike. And we're off to Newport. This is the big day, the one that I've been looking forward to for the last few weeks. I probably shouldn't say this because I genuinely have enjoyed having every guest on the podcast so far. The conversation's been great. There's been some incredible people. But I've really been looking forward to this one for the last 3 weeks, mainly because of Justin's achievements. So he's the CEO and founder of Burbank, who have just raised $5 million. Before that, he co-founded a company which got to a multi-billion dollar valuation, sold that. He then founded 2 other companies on his own and sold one of those. And the second one, I believe he moved into a chairman role. Yeah, I'm super excited to hear about the risks that he's taken over his career. I'm sure there's lots. Trusted new tonic on the way to Newport. I can confidently say there isn't a better drink out there for taste, at least when it comes out the fridge, cold anyway. And in terms of like after effects, like no real crash, cognitive function up, mental clarity up. Just waiting for the brand sponsorship, so if you see this, Chris Will or James Smith, holla. Good morning this morning, after the roller coaster of the day yesterday, which wasn't in our favour. Closed 2 deals this morning, loving that, well over target now, puts us in a good place for the month. I've got a final stage tomorrow, and Kyle has a final stage later in the week as well, so mine will be a decent fee and Kyle's will be a monster 5-figure fee, so it could be a really entertaining week. I knew it was going to be a good day today, and I prompted that because I was meeting Justin. The 2 deals as well has put me in a good mood. And I'll be honest, this is all about raw conversations, raw emotions. I'm a little bit nervous, and I don't get nervous.
I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky, I'm a little bit worried.
For today, you're going to see a bit of content. The podcast will be out in a few weeks. This is going to be mega, and you are going to want to watch this. If anyone's an entrepreneur, business owner, or especially if you're in any position in the tech industry, this one's going to be exciting. So I need to do some prep work for Justin. Wish me luck. gift there from our sponsor.
Thank you very much.
That's what you want. Well, I want to hear about the companies, the scaling, the
Long
exits
journey.
as well. Yeah, I know. You have to get straight into it. Hello, I'm Kieran O'Connor, and welcome back to the Calculated Risks podcast. Today, we are joined by Justin Pike, the CEO and founder of Burbank Developments.
How are you?
Good. Yeah. 2 weeks since we caught up.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I was just going to phone now because I'm not
From the last week.
Yeah,
no,
through
good.
that.
Ups and downs, typical recruitment.
Yeah.
Wins, losses, good days, bad days. Overall, very good. Business is going in the right direction, and content is going in the right direction as well. So I'm a happy man.
Fantastic.
That's the most impressive guest I've had so far because of how hard he is to reach.
Yeah.
One email.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think it was? It was Saturday, and it come through.
Did you do that strategically on Saturday, or you had just watched it?
Yeah. I waited.
What was the main topic of conversation? Was it about his journey, very much in terms of?
Yeah, like his companies that he's built, sold, his risks that he's taken.
Yeah.
How's he raised investment?
Yeah.
Like, how does he choose his first few hires? How the fuck does he come up with these ideas?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tomorrow's just going to be no agenda, no pitch, no sales. Just like, hey, let's get to know each other an hour. But long term, there's going to be value for me and her, and I just need to work out how that is positioned. The stereotypical month of recruitment. So I had 2 offers closed this morning. The third was also coming in this morning, but the candidate pulled out. Offer stage, had the interview pulled out yesterday. Very interesting call on Friday, which is going to be in our video next week. So that's never happened before. I worked with him for 18 months. All hires have been good. Call me an hour later. Everything's on hold. So that's 5 vacancies gone. It's Wednesday, 7:21, and I need to say sorry. Sorry to Joe, the video editor, and sorry to anyone that's got this far in the video. I promised myself and Joe that I would be wearing the mic at all times, and I had every intention to, until it ran out of battery, and I didn't realise how long this DJI mic takes to charge. So, for the rest of the week, I will be wearing the mic. So bear with me, we're still learning this stuff. Today, after a good day yesterday, we've got 2 meetings. One in the city centre at 11 a.m. That's with a corporate lawyer. Have another meeting in the city centre at 1:30. Final stage at 2:45. Could be another deal. And BD call coaching this afternoon with Kyle. If you haven't seen what we did in episode 1, go watch that. We break down a few calls each and look at tonality, objection handling, and openers. Aside from that, our pipeline's looking a bit dry. I'm going to be honest with you. After what happened last week, on Friday, where we lost about 40k worth of expected revenue. The focus is new jobs. But for now, let's have a look at Carl's day plan. Good morning.
What's going on, lads?
Your blue jeans on. We've got you recorded in the middle, lads. Show us your blue jeans then. They're new, are they?
No, I've had them for a while. I just didn't know if smart enough for work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Kyle Roberts. Hello. Nice.
Good morning.
Good handwriting on the boy.
getting there.
Right, what's your day plan for today?
Heavily BD focused at the moment. Behind on leads for the week. Haven't been able to pull too many, so we've got to pull 3 leads today. I've got a few sales emails that I need to follow up with. I'm going to look at creating a new BD list as I'm doing morning BD, which is going to be later on today. Ask 3 people to the pod, get 7 connected sales calls, and I've got a candidate to check in with, just to see how things are going on his side with the process.
Here we are, 10:29. I am on the way into the city centre for my first meeting of the day. Really excited for this one. Really well prepared and feel it's going to be a lot of value add for both of us. The DJI mic is still broken. I've done about an hour's work this morning trying to fix it, and the conclusion that I've come to is that it's broken. Someone out there doesn't want me to do these week in the lives and is doing bad judge on me, but it's not going to stop me. I am going to go into the city centre and record my DJI, put my life on the line for you viewers. And if the audio sounds good enough, Joe, the video editor, will include it. I'm sure he will. If the audio isn't good enough, there will be no clips of me walking through the city centre, because you'll probably hear wind and other people laughing at me because I hold a DJI up like this. I really hope that you get to see me in the city centre. Right, I'm in the city centre. This is the test. I am on the way to the meeting. There's absolutely no way you can hear me, but I'm trying to keep the mic as close to my face as I can. This meeting's with a corporate lawyer. That person works with early stage startups, scale-ups on legal advice, and everything to do with raising money, so there could be a real value add from both parties. I'll debrief after, on the way to the next meeting, before I get a baguette. So let's see how we do. meetings done in the city centre, both very productive, very much enjoyed both of them. I'm on the way back to the office. I've got about 2 minutes to recap on what happened. First meeting, really, really good. We talked about a business model that person has introduced, where they're on the retainer, something that we're looking to introduce as well. We've called it Recruitment as a Service. Yeah, we're going to be looking at introducing that. It's something we're already doing, but we're very eager to move that forward. Second one with an old friend, Ross and Kai, who are building Open Move. I respect both of them and their work rate and their hustle that they're trying to do to build this company to simplify the home moving process. Great product. If anyone by chance is in that industry and is looking for a solution to a very big problem, they are the team. This afternoon I've got lots of catching up to do, and the last big thing of the day is BD call coaching, which we included in last week's video. Let's hope that we've both got some good calls to show. Okay, BD call coaching every Wednesday at 4 p.m. We're 10 minutes early today because Kyle is going to a networking event in Bristol. Hopefully you'll get to hear feedback on Michael and Kyle separately. Let's go.
I know this call is out of the blue, but I am calling for a very specific reason. Do you have 30 seconds so I can share why I'm calling?
Yeah, have you been calling and on a dialer and just every time I've answered you've not been there?
Well, I do appreciate the feedback, but if I told you this call was going to be a sales call about recruitment, I'm guessing it's going to make you want to hang up even quicker.
Not necessarily, no. It just depends on what you've got to say.
We've been working with companies who usually have one of the following two problems. Either have an agency or an internal talent team who usually do a pretty good job, but sometimes struggle with the more complex hires, or they've been doing recruitment themselves through LinkedIn, but seem to be getting a lot of irrelevant candidates. Either of these problems to you?
I have to say no, really, in terms of that. We have got some recruiters we do use, but they're very specific for specific jobs. The other stuff, we do okay ourselves, really, to be honest with you.
In terms of sort of your experience with agencies, how's that been?
Well, we're pretty good actually with agencies, to be honest with you, but we did tend to do quite a bit of diligence with an agency before we use them.
What is the sort of due diligence that you look for your agencies to go through before considering them as a partner?
And to be honest with you, I look for proof of results, really. So, I might ask you to give me, 2 of your clients that you've placed people for in the past, 2 years, and then I'll phone the clients and talk to them and see, what the hire turned out like.
I'm actually glad that you're not hiring, because that's not what we're here to do. We're just trying to find companies who are actually struggling to hire, and if we can add value to their process.
By all means, if you've got my email address, send me my email address, reference the conversation.
Okay, 4.5 minutes, that's a good time. Feedback from you.
I missed 2 windows
Yeah.
on the roles and the agencies. I should have sat on it a little bit more. There was a keyword miss on the pitch, so it was work with instead of partnered. Tonality seemed okay at the beginning, but then it dived off. And the positives I had was there's a bit of rapport building in there, kept them talking.
So I agree with most of that. You did miss windows and doors at the beginning, but then you did do it at the end, which was really good. And I wrote that down and I put a tick next to it. So when he said about the due diligence, I want to know what he's on about, and you did. You went back, so I'm curious. And you probably spoke for another 30 seconds then.
I de-escalated the issue at the beginning.
I mean, you could say that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Come on, let's hear it.
Full transparency, just a bit fortunate that he was a nice guy. Yeah, so it was using a dialer or something. You tend to be flustered, and you said, I'm not going to lie, I'm using a dialer. We've not had this problem before, but thanks for letting me know. Yeah. Rather than just succumb to him and say sorry and yeah, I'm using a dialer.
Okay, cool.
Rush into it. You de-escalated it, it's cool, and that was fine. There's probably done it in a way you built that relationship as well.
Cool.
Alright, cool. Let's go on to Michael.
Kieran O'Connor here, calling from a company called Place. So you would have heard of us, we're actually a startup ourselves. Well, I'll be very honest, I always like to start the call in a nice way. If I told you this call was going to be about technical recruitment, would you tell me there's no plans to scale the team at the minute?
None at all, and won't be for a little while actually.
Yeah, okay, cool, makes sense. In terms of like raising capital, just look at the trigger points which might change that. Do you have anything on your roadmap?
Yeah, I wouldn't show that at this stage.
If and when you did raise money or look to increase headcount, have you got a recruitment strategy in place already?
In terms of actually going through recruiters, it wouldn't be for at least 18 months or something like that.
18 months?
Not working out as well as it could do.
Yeah, sure. Does that sound like you been burnt in the past?
No, just it takes a certain amount of time for somebody to get up to speed.
Final question then, if and when that time did come, 18 months hypothetically, are you open to work with an agency if your networks aren't providing the candidates that you need?
I think it'll be a while before we actually need to go to third parties. We've probably got a decent pipeline for what we need.
That was a tough call.
Toughy.
That was very tough. And I think you got a good amount of information from him for sure.
Good. Feedback?
Yeah, I think it was just a tough call. I think you did really well to get as much as you did off him.
It was a tough
and,
call.
and keep him on the phone for the time that you did.
Yeah.
Just the questions. The questions just flowed very, very well. Active listening was good.
The mirror, what do you say? What do you do? 18 months? I said 18 months.
Have you said 18 months or something like that?
18 months.
See?
From
Well, so it was 2 words.
for the next round.
18 months.
I love a good mirror.
Yeah. This is what you say it. It's the tonality you say it. 18 months.
Yeah, it's the pause after.
If you write that down, there's a question mark there. You can't write a question mark. You have to say a question mark. So 18 months. Sounds like there's a question mark there, right? I don't think it's going to get any more out of that call.
So?
That is BD Call Coaching, Wednesday, 4:30, and we'll see you on Thursday. Thursday, 7:51. I've been in the office for the last half hour thinking about what content I can get today. Sadly, the mic situation is it's still broke. So I've had to go on Amazon, spend £309 on a set of 2, which is coming today, just so I can keep this content going. I guess it is an investment because then me and Kyle have a mic and the content's only going to get better from next week. I'm going to get Kyle to talk through his meeting steps framework this morning because he's got a very important meeting. I'm going out for a meeting to get a coffee, so it's going to be him on his own. We're going to get him to screen record and I'm going to go through some feedback after. Let's see what Kyle thinks is the best way to start a meeting. Right, Kyle, talk us through the start a meeting framework. Just cover the bullet points for us.
Some small talk, but that's not going to be any longer than a minute. Then we're going to check for time. It's got to be asked in a very specific way.
The third point is?
Set expectations of the call.
Very important.
Specific requirements. So
The abbreviations and the handwriting there, that is
it's getting worse and worse.
that's growth. It's got way better.
The last one is questions.
Yeah, cool. So the meeting framework is the first 4 for us. The question is, that changes and that has some variety. Right, talk us through your framework.
So lads, we booked this meeting a few weeks ago now, and I know our diaries are going to be busy. How are you for time today? To set expectations of our meeting, when we last spoke, I know that you mentioned that you are looking to make 40 new hires this year. So I'd like to talk to you about that, but additionally, I'd like to speak to you about our RAS service. Then you can ask us some questions. If at the end of the call, either of us doesn't think there's a value add, we can shake hands and leave it there. Sound fair?
Sounds fair to me.
If there is a potential value add and you feel like the RAS service could be of interest to you, are you happy to discuss next steps on this call?
Question that we'll ask every time, which is?
Before we get into the call today, is there anything that you'd be looking to get out of this meeting?
Anything specific?
Anything specific?
That word there, specific. What do you think the benefit of starting a meeting like that is?
It's got clear direction from the get-go.
Yeah.
Most prospects want to be sold to in a professional way. Breaks the ice, they know what to expect. And you've also set the expectations of what you're looking to get out of the call, so it should flow a lot easier.
Very, very good, mate. I like that. Well done. The time is 10:42 and I'm on the way to Kinninilk in Pontcanna for my first meeting of the day, 11 AM with Kyle, a friend and a business owner, and we'll be talking through some creative thinking and creative thoughts. If you like this content, let me know. If you don't, please let me know as well. I welcome both ends of the feedback. I do work. It's not just coffee every day. Just finished the first meeting of the day, a constructive hour. So I'm on the way back to the office. 2 calls to do now. Got new sunglasses on, by the way. Look at those bad boys. Moncler's, so quite a snazzy bit of kit. I thought I'd treat myself, summer's out. I'm going to do a candidate call now on the way back. Hopefully he answers. If not, it will be straight to BD.
We've got some good pipeline for the next few months, but we're also trying to bring in some new immediate business. This day is going to be lots of BD content, going to help you guys out of openers. Probably going to get fobbed off quite a lot, but that's part of the game. It's Kieran O'Connor from LinkedIn. You sent me your CV. When I get back, I'll have an in-depth read of your CV. Then most likely send you the job description, which you can read through. And it'd be good to hear what your thoughts are, you know, if you think it's suitable. I think that'll be a good start. Do you?
Yeah, that sounds great to me. Lovely. Cheers, Kieran.
Thanks, see you later. Bye-bye. So we're about 2 minutes out from the office, going to psych myself up for some BD. I'm already over-caffeinated, so let's absolutely get it. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor. Been a few months since we spoke. This might be the first time I've called you off this number, so this is my number if you want to give me a call back. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor. Would you believe it's been 3 whole months since we last spoke? If you pick up the voicemail, no need to call me back. I will send you an email, direct you over there, and you're welcome to reply there. Hello Mark, how are you? I very rarely bring bad news, do I? We've got an official start date, which you are happy with. You guys have organised yet? Yeah, okay, well that's helpful. I'll give them a call straight after this. All okay elsewhere in terms of the dev team? I've got a new starter due. Probably the last week of this month would be good. All right, I'll get somewhere booked in and I'll put it in the calendar and I'll choose somewhere nice for us, Mark. I'll be looking forward to it. Yeah, nice and all right. I'll see you soon. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor calling from a company called Place. Hello? Hello? It's a good start. I've not spoken before, so I prefer to be very honest from the start. If I told you this call was going to be about some technical recruitment, would you tell me there's no plans to scale in the business you're in? Yeah, it's tough times. What about like raising capital investment? Is that proving difficult as well for the business? What's your plans? You know, if the company stays, cool, great. You know, hopefully scale that. Would you be looking for something else? Do you think at some point? I appreciate the honesty. I'll keep your number on board, and yeah, maybe I'll keep an eye out for any updates on LinkedIn and give you a call if that's all right. Hitting the dialer now, so maybe in the next week in the life, pros and cons of this dialer. Say bye to the cameraman. Fly the flag for us.
I know.
Where are you going?
You know I can't pronounce it.
Go on,
Clarity?
Clarity.
Is that it?
No.
What is it?
Alacrity.
Alacrity.
What is it?
Networking event in Newport. We got Love, Live,
Laugh, Love.
Live, Laugh, Love. Yeah. Very interesting.
Alright, enjoy your networking event.
See you later.
See you later. You some boy. Right, that was one of the worst power afternoons I've had from a sales perspective. No meetings booked, no vacancies pulled. So, below average afternoon. I know why though. Our dialer that we use, the data isn't as good as it needs to be. Tomorrow, me and Kyle are going to be updating that so it's crystal clear, so we've got our data to go through. And I know it's going to be a better day for BD. So tomorrow, I'll also talk to you about the different openers, which do work, which don't work. We can go into a bit more detail about any objections and anything like that. Kyle's just gone to the Clarity, as he calls it, Alacrity Foundation networking event tonight that I was supposed to be going to, but business priorities are taking the front seat at the minute, and Kyle is the new networking man for this business. For the next couple of hours, I'm going to be updating the CRM, updating my admin, getting back to a few people on email, and getting ahead of the curve on sorting out my data. Tomorrow, we've got mics. Tomorrow is going to be a good day on BD, and I'm going to book 2 meetings. Let's see what happens. Friday, 7:01, and I've come into the office early today to do 2 things. Set up a new CRM system and make sure this mic is working, which it is. The transmitter's working, the second mic's working, bish bash bosh. We're back in the game. Today, I'm going to show you our new CRM system, which some of you may or may not use or have heard of. I'm going to walk you through it, why we've chosen to go with it, and the benefits. Outside of that, we don't have much that's planned in the diary, apart from Kyle's 10 a.m. meeting. He's meeting the CEO to talk about 3 new projects that we might be able to work on. One's at executive level, and I think there's 2 hands-on engineer roles there as well. Hopefully, if Kyle's feeling confident, he will let us see his pitch and the way he handles the meeting. So that should be some good content. And apart from that, it's project pipeline. We both need some new
projects to work on. We both need some vacancies. Pipeline's looking pretty good for the next few months, but after that nightmare last week, we're kind of pushing for some immediate new business. So I'm going to do my manual sales calls. We're also going to hit the dialer for a couple of hours where these are complete cold calls. We'll show you our openers. We'll show you how we handle objections. Kyle will be doing the same, and I only think it's fair for me to hand the mic over to him and he can have half hour to an hour on the spotlight as well. Please grill us in the comments if you think you can do it better. If you've got some advice for us, we're open. Let us know. If you think we've done something well and you want some questions answered on why we did that or how we did it, ask away and we're happy to help. Without further ado, let's get it. Right, we've just spent the last 40 minutes building out our lists for today. Kyle's got 150 contacts, which you can see on the left-hand side here. I've got 125 in the UK, Kyle's got 179, I've got 200. I thought I'd run through Lusher and how we've done this for if anyone else wants to do it. So yeah, we use a search function on the left-hand side, which you can see here. And we'll use as many of these as we feel will be best. Company location, definitely. Industry, employee headcount is very important. We're a startup, so we want to work with startups because we understand the day-to-day battles and the challenges. There's some cool buttons on the side like funding and intent. I don't know if anyone's used the intent button, but we don't get much success from that. Funding is quite cool though, so if anyone's publicly made it publicly available that they've raised money, that will come up there. And obviously that's a great trigger point to reach out to people. So we've niched down the list, we've built them out, we've got 4 here. So Kyle's got over 300 people to call today, and I've got 325 exactly. So you can see Kyle's as well, because you've got a good opener and it's working well. At least 1 meeting from me and at least 1 meeting from Kyle. Starting from now. It's Kieran O'Connor down in Cardiff. I come to meet you last year. So I thought I'd do my usual check-in, see how things are going. I know you said you were filling everything yourselves quite easily last time. Is that still the case? You're too good at your job. Yeah, next Wednesday afternoon, let me write that down. Okay. Send you an email on the Wednesday after next, and hopefully there'll be that opportunity soon. I appreciate it.
We have a meeting with a startup in London who focus on SAP security and risk management for the government space as well as enterprise financial services. You're going to see the prospect meeting framework. It'll be good to actually put it into practice. Let's see if it works. We'll get straight into it, but just to set expectations, I'm actually glad that you're not hiring right now. That's actually better for us because we're about relationship building. What has your process been in terms of hiring? I know you recently hired for sales and marketing. When it comes to your experience with the 2 recruitment agencies that you tend to reach out to from time to time, now, what's their service been like to you? So I know you're not hiring right now, but what's the next sort of 6 to 12 months looking like to you? In terms of what we do and how we recruit, was there anything specific that you wanted to know? If you're sort of like long-term planning, then it's definitely something which could be a benefit. No worries, I'll get that sent across to you and then we can discuss next steps over email. Brilliant. Take care, bye-bye.
Okay, mate.
Not as well as I had hoped.
Come on. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor here, calling from Place. We're a startup ourselves. I prefer to be very, very honest when it's the first time speaking to someone. If I was going to tell you this call was going to be about any form of technical recruitment, would you tell me there's no plans to hire in your business at the minute? Surprised I thought you were a much larger company, but you must be doing some things right. What's the secret? I lost you there, can you hear me? Oh no, the signal. Oh, he's gone, the signal.
That was a meeting.
I actually felt good about that one, yeah. I actually felt good about that one. I haven't had, you know when I do my opener and I say, bet you're not recruiting? I haven't had a yes, we are recruiting in weeks or months. We're actually a startup ourselves. One question before you go. Not even one question before you go. It's Kieran O'Connor here, calling from a company called Place. If I told you this was called about technical recruitment, would you tell me there's no plans to scale at the minute? Yeah. Do you have any plans to change that? Anything on the roadmap? Absolutely nothing. Okay, fine. Appreciate your time. It's not a good day today to be a salesperson.
Every day is a good day to be a salesperson.
Mr. Optimistic. That's that coffee kicking in.
Every day is an opportunity, mate.
That was 32 dials in 24 minutes. I did call you. You're going to be very disappointed that you called me back because it was actually a sales call about recruitment. Well, I've got you. Well, I start the call the same way every time. I'm very honest, and this call was about to be about recruitment. I'm guessing you call me back because you're doing loads of recruitment. Is that right? They're not very good. What do you mean? Can you share a little bit of information? Well, this is my 5th call in about 45 minutes and everyone said the same thing. Most people are staying the same, there's not much investment coming through and big project wins are taking some time, which it sounds like you're experiencing the same things. Are you trying to raise capital or are you waiting for maybe big project wins as an example?
Reason. Do you have 30 seconds so I can share one call? Well, I told you the call.
What's your email? Cool, I'll send you a link to our YouTube. I'll send you a link to my book that's on Amazon as well, so you can see what I'm about. And I'll keep in contact via email. You know where I am when the time is right. Thanks for the call back.
They work with agencies.
Tough crowd today. Tough crowd. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor here, calling from a company called Place. Well, it's the honest answer, so I appreciate that. Well, I love the energy, and it sounds like you're on a mission, so I wish you all the best. Can't help you right now, but good luck. I will do. I've just found you. See ya. Sun's out. Yeah. Good week. That's good to hear. I'm calling from Place. It's my company, so I'll be very, very honest. If I told you this call was planning to be about recruitment, would you tell me there's no plans to hire in your business at all? Another round. That's good news. You've recently just hired. Raised, sorry. Well, this is refreshing to hear. I've had 4 calls this morning of people struggling to raise investment. It's tough, so well done. What round was that? Was that, I imagine, pre-seed or seed, was it? Obviously, it's not the right time now. In a few months, what's the plan? Are you going to speak to like a few agencies to find out about the different services and models? Or have you got someone you love already? Sounds good. I'll fire it over today. You won't hear from me again for a few months, but I'll reach out maybe end of summer. Sounds like it's going well, man. Respect it. See you later. Bye. I had a half-decent call there. You should be hiring 8 people in September.
8 people?
One for the pipeline, yeah. And that is the end of the power hour this morning for us. I'm about 111 dials, 11 connects, 1 decent call which goes in the pipeline. The rest fairly average, below average calls. And I guess that's prospecting for you. Lots of people picking up, but real lack of appetite. Time for lunch, and after, the big man over there is going to be doing his power hour. And he's going to show me up and book a couple of meetings, I hope. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
The time is 12:37. I've stepped out the office after some lunch to get some headspace, enjoy the sun, and maybe go on a short 2-minute walk to get ready for the afternoon. To summarise my opener, the 2 key points to take away, are, I'm being very honest, to hear that from a salesperson in the first 10 seconds of the call, it triggers some sort of trust. I always get honest responses back and usually open them up. Second thing is I take the biggest objection away from them, which is I bet you're not recruiting at the minute. Obviously you can only get 2 answers to that. And it's either no or yes, and I've got a framework that goes both ways. So if they say no, I can work down that. And if they say yes, I can work down that as well. You might think when they say no, it's hard to maneuver, but we actually prefer that. If they're hiring right now, it's no good for us. We're too late to set up a project and really build a relationship. It's very reactive at that stage. So for us, we don't actually want them to be recruiting. We'd like to book a meeting, talk about strategy, talk about what solution that we've got is the best for them as well. And that's best done a few months in advance. If they do say they're recruiting, which does happen, we go into a bit of a discovery call, and work out if it's worth us setting up a call again. So there's a real framework on either side. Just so you know why it's worthwhile sticking around next week, got a huge podcast with Amma from Final Rentals. I've got 2 new business meetings. Our new starter's coming to the office on Monday. Hopefully we get a sneak peek of him. And we're going to be hitting the phones all week again. A few other things dotted about, but those are the main things. So make sure you stick around, and if you haven't already, now is the time to subscribe, because things are getting spicy in the next couple of months with a new starter and the new board appointments getting more hands-on. So make sure you stick around, but for now, let's see Kyle show me up and book a meeting.
With my stuff, and at the bottom I'll just put yes, have a look.
There is a meeting here somewhere. It's Kyle Roberts from Place. I know this call is out of the blue, but I am calling for a very specific reason. Do you have 30 seconds so I can share why I'm calling? Okay, that's interesting. And how much capital are you looking to raise? It's a very good question, and I imagine you're asking for a specific reason. What roles are you going to be looking to hire off if everything goes well with the investment? In terms of the sort of the investment then, where do you plan to deploy that? You said that you were looking for very specific people within sort of like the commercial side of the business. What are those specifics? I'm more than happy to invest some time next week if you'd be happy to make some time.
Yeah, one last question. When it comes to your recruitment process right now, do you have any external agencies that you lean on for additional support? None. What I'm going to do, I'll send you an email just so you have all my details at hand, but also I'll link you to our YouTube, our reviews. I'll send you a couple of testimonials so you can have a really good in-depth look at us. I'll send those details across to you. I really appreciate your time, and yeah, we'll catch up in the near future. Take care, have a good weekend. Bye-bye. Nearly had a meeting, lad. He was just like, I'm not the right person in the team. He said the way that I've set up the business, he said it's just like, I'm not the person you need to speak to. So he said, follow me up with an email and I'll get it to the right person. But seems very exciting. So close.
And that is the end of week 3. Well, nearly. It's 5 to 5. And before I do an end of week wrap up, I have pulled a vacancy from one of the sales calls that I did on Tuesday. California, Dubai. Okay, that sounds interesting. And do you have a recruitment partner that you can trust in those areas? Does it make sense to put some time into the diary now? I'd be happy to invest some time. It was one of the good calls where he's downsized the team in the UK and he'll be hiring in US and Dubai when he does hire next. Send him an email, which you will see here with my YouTube, our YouTube, my reviews, the business reviews, and a copy of my book. I do that every single time. We got a response, shows us some level of interest. That was 3 days ago. Today, I seen him post a vacancy, coincidentally. So there's always a reason why someone gives you extra time on an immediate sales call. Here's my email, bit of light humour, saying that the content wasn't good enough, but I sent him some more information about the models that we offer, and we're into a negotiation. So that just goes to show you can pull business from cold outbound. Not that I've doubted that, but there's some people out there that seem to think that cold outreach doesn't work. Tend to look at this email. It's always nice to pull a vacancy in recruitment, especially on a Friday afternoon. It just goes to show that the hard work does pay off. So that's going to keep me busy early into next week. The time is 5:01, and that is the end of week 3. I can't believe I've been doing 3 weeks of video content. It's absolutely crazy. I feel like I want to recap the week, but there's been so much up, downs, the podcast with our best guest yet, podcast cancellation, 2 deals, a new vacancy, some final stages, Kyle had 2 meeting cancelled. This is just your average week in recruitment. So rather than recap the week, I think it'd be good to recap the sales day that we had today. We had 3 big objections, and I say objections, they were probably genuine truths that we come up against today. Number 1 is investment and how difficult it is to raise capital as a startup. Secondly, we've had quite a few people say they've outsourced their operations we had Poland, we had India twice. So rather than hiring in the UK, they've been hiring and outsourcing their tech needs, which is a worry for us here, in the UK. And I think the third one, which we're experiencing as well, is how long it takes for deals and pipeline projects to close. And I think it's just a sign of the times that we're in and the difficulty of, winning new business and actually growing a successful business. So if you've got this far and you're in business, you're in sales and you're chasing new accounts and you're doing the best you can, keep at it. I hope the new vacancy win for me, in a 3-day turnaround, gives some people some motivation to pick up the phone and keep building relationships. And just remember that you are providing a solution to someone who needs it. It's just a numbers game and you're going to get many, many no's along the way. So pick up the phone, keep dialing and keep smiling. And we'll see you next week.